Jesus Christ, what does he look like? What is the one image that comes to your mind when thinking of him? This image, right? Pay close attention. But more importantly, pay attention to his hair. That's how he has always been presented to us. The white God with long hair. Read that? 1 Corinthians 11 verse 14. Does not the very nature of things teach you that if a man has long hair, it is a disgrace to him? This was in the New Testament, the word of Jesus himself. So what should we understand by that? Paul basically talked trash about Jesus Christ, the teacher with long hair in the book of Corinthians found in the Bible of that Jesus. Dear believers with long hairs, y'all can't argue that it's the law. That was Corinthians. Your Bible disgraces y'all for your long hair. Even Jesus. Thank you, Mr. Bible. Thank you, religion, and thank you, Christianity. Y'all should be proud of this beautiful mess.
Jesus, you long-haired hippie. Like, this just demonstrates once again how the religion follows the culture. The religion follows the culture. Your book clearly states that men are not supposed to wear this long hair. Whereas in the Old Testament tells you don't cut your hair. You got your guy, I forgot the name, the black guy. The only black guy anybody who beat up, Samson, who had his long hair. But yet Corinthians tells you don't wear that long hair. But it's cultural. You see, when these pictures of Jesus were painted in Europe, it was customary for men of power and prestige to have long hair. And when a man did not have long hair, they then wore wigs to simulate or emulate long hair. Even in the colonial Americans, they would wear their wigs for the long hair, especially for the judges. They would wear their long hair. Now, there are other reasons why the judges did that as well, but that's one of the things. Wearing of the long hair, showing authority. But then think about the 60s when American culture was short hair and they had an issue with the long-haired hippies looking like this Jesus character. And even today, this is the most popular vision of Jesus that most people have around the world. Most people see that image, Jesus. That's the first thing that comes to their mind. Ignoring the fact that this was a Mediterranean man in the Levant, if he existed, who would have been a man of color. Yes, he could have had some Greek influence in his bloodline. He could have had some Roman influence in his bloodline, but his bloodline had a bunch of African and, Egyptians are African, but African Egyptians, Canaanite, just a little bit of everybody in that Middle Eastern area, Persian, Babylonian, Akkadian, Syrian. Bro man had some melanin going on. And even in the description in the Revelations, it talks about him having feet like it was burned in a pot in bronze and had white woolly hair, curly hair. So this long stringy haired Jesus is not the image. And for all these guys who are walking around with their long hair, you are actually violating your biblical instructions. So cut your hair, you long-haired hippie, because you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.